Today's gonna be more of a serious video. We're gonna talk about why I got titty surgery, aka gynecomastia surgery, as a grown-ass man. If you want to see the process, it's gonna be at the end of this video. Right now, we're gonna talk through my whole experience, why I had it, why I got rid of it. At the end, you can see what I had to go through to get rid of all of this. It's pretty painful. It's definitely the worst experience I ever had. It's up there with my back injury, but my back injury is like a lifelong injury that's just been fucking with me and there's no positive benefit, while this was like a lot more pain, but in the end is going to be a positive impact on my life. At least I think it was worth it. The reason why it's worth it is like these were two big clumps of estrogenic matter that was been growing inside of my body for the past I don't even know how many years. I don't know, since I always used to hide it in photos. Like when I was younger, I was so insecure about that shit, so I tried to flick my nipples. I was like flicking it, I was trying to rub it so it went away on photos. And every time my dad or mom shot a picture on their phone about me like shirtless, the moment they were off their phone, I tried to delete that shit instantly. So I don't really know when I had it. I wasn't born with this shit. I was not born with this shit, and it's been fucking with me for a lot of time when I was a teen. This is me at 3 years old, as you can see right here at the date, 2006. I was born 2003. 3 years old at that flat chest, man. Like right now I'm like, I'm cool, I'm chilling. Ever since this point, people been telling me, yo, this is just normal, you gotta live with it. Like I went to so many doctors. At first it was just a normal doctor, so I went there with my mom, convinced her to go, but my mom was like it's not that big of a deal, it'll go away. I really wanted to go. We went to a normal doctor, and the normal doctor said we had to go to a hospital, to like a specialist. So from that doctor we went to another doctor, and the specialist told me, I don't know, as a 12-year-old kid or 13, 14, when I first had that shit and I was starting to feel insecure after like 1 or 2 years, she just said, yeah, it's just you're not strong enough. Like you just gotta build your chest, and it's like you're still a teen, it'll go away by itself. So me like going out of my way, waiting for two hours in that waiting room, finally going up, and she's just basically saying like, just wait and get strong. I was like, I mean, I guess. So me thinking like, you know what? I only have to train. I only gotta do sports, train, and just wait it out. Just to know that once I waited it out, this is what happened. I just gotta find the photo. So now we're going right here. Around this time, I was 18, 17 years old. So that's when your teens are like working out. It should be at the end. You can see I started working out at this point because I always had that like African physique, that African dad physique, you know what I'm saying? Like I had this small belly forward, a little bit of ass backward, and it's like that uncle, you know what I mean? I had that physique till I was 15, 16, and over the summer of the 4th year, I was just like inspired by Naruto. I started working out at home, doing home workouts, and that's how I got this physique when I was 17. It's not much, but I was like way more confident. I had a little bit of abs, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all see my crosshair, but like yeah, it was coming in, and I just felt comfortable. I was like, you know what? I look alright, like it looked decent. And I got my locks. I had locks for the first time. Like I think I did it like a year or like half a year before that. I just want to make a quick intermission to all the people who are struggling with gyno, that it's really not your fault. It really isn't. I remember back in the day, I thought like, hey man, it's genetics. I was born with this. Well, I wasn't born with this, but I got it in my teens. I thought it's just genetic predisposition. I was supposed to have this. But in the end, I'm not. I wasn't born like this. It happened to be that I'm just very susceptible to get this bullshit in my body when the wrong stuff gets near it. And I want you to be aware to like stay away from plastic, stay away from bad food, train. Just make sure your testosterone gets sky high when you're in your teens, because you do not want to like deal with all this bullshit, because it can not only ruin your self-image, your life, well, your life, more like your looks, self-image, definitely the way that you think, because if you have a fucked up amount of estrogen, you think differently. And if you have higher testosterone, you will feel like more pleasure when you finish tasks and everything. So it fucks up your mind, your look, and also your fertility. So I'm lucky I'm still fertile. I know. No, I don't have a kid. I'm lucky that I could have this surgery for cheap that I was one of the lucky few, because it doesn't really, you can't really determine what's in your fucking chest. I just happen to be a medical case. You might not, but I hope you all do, and the most of you get this surgery with a doctor you trust. I mean, you don't want to walk around like a fucking woman. Let's actually go over this, because like, for example, right? You see this is gynecomastia. You see after, like, this guy deserved it. He trained his body and he made sure, well, the only thing that's fucking up my physique, I need to get it out, so now I have a clear and concise physique. You can see he has a little bit of abs. He's been training for a while. But like, for example, this, you see how big these are? You see how much, like, mine weren't even that big. Like, he must have been really struggling with his self-image. So like, the difference between these two is enormous. These type of people, this is like a famous picture that everybody knows about. This is from probably taking steroids, and that's why I don't take steroids, because I would never want this again. He might have had gynecomastia, but I mean, you got bigger things to worry about. No pun intended, but no, you know what, pun intended. Because like, you could just give someone else this type of money, because the difference that it made, maybe for you, but no woman or man is gonna look at you like, oh wow, such a big difference. You know what I mean? Like, those people, I feel like you got a lot more to worry about. Like, if this is the only part you're insecure about, hey man, that's what I want y'all to know. Take the necessary steps first to see if it's just fat. Well, this guy was clearly not fat, but like, it could just be fat. You know what I'm saying? You're overweight. Well, it's also gynecomastia, but like, you just could be fat. These are not tits. You're just overweight. So get into the gym and get it off, and leave the money for people like me who work their ass off and then get the surgery. I don't want to clown you, but like, it's not gonna make a big difference. So give it to the people who really want it. So that's my physique, starting out with home workouts. You know what I'm saying? But you can see the gyno right here. I don't know if you can see it, but I always try to hide it. I always try to like rub my nipples before taking pictures too. So I don't know how to find it for you to see that I still had it back then. See, this is what I did. You see this? The hard nipple? I always used to rub that shit, so you don't see it. I rubbed it again. This is hard to find. I'm gonna like jump forward a little bit, because you can see here when I got ripped, I was going to the gym. I think I went to the gym for like a year in here. It's that much of a difference, but I was obsessed with abs. That's why you can see me. I'm way more veiny, way more lean, want to get more abs. And right here, you can see this, the gyno, it's sticking out, and it irked me because it was like fucking up my physique. It's not that I'm uncomfortable, because like I could still talk to girls, I could still go to a pool party and everything, I just have fun, but it's just like something. At first, it was like more of an insecurity thing, and now it's just more like I put so much time and effort into this and getting this physique, and still I have something holding me back. And then you gotta think, on top of that, you have people who are like, instead of seeing your chest first, you gotta think you see the nipple. The more you train your chest, the more this gyno is gonna stick out too. But getting lean and getting your chest built, people will be like, I mean, at least he's built, so they will care less. But to me, you gotta think, I didn't even know that back then, but people will start thinking you use steroids. Although I didn't have the mass, you can clearly see I'm natural since I was not that big. So that's how you get gynecomastia. You either get it when you were born, or when you were a teen and like your hormonal spikes, they fuck you up, which was the case with me. My fucking environment was fucking me up so much. I think it's the food or whatever that I ate and what's in your water, because you know, if girls take a birth control pill, right, to not get pregnant, that shit is not filtered out in the water. Which is why I don't drink tap water. Don't do that shit, because you will get the gyno. You don't want to get that shit. Definitely not when a teen, because like you're way more. Also depends from person to person, because I asked AI this too. It's about how affectionate you are to getting gyno. So with me, clearly I'm very affectionate to getting gyno. But yeah, so talking about my experience, when they were younger, they were not pointing it out as much, but the more I got older, people were like, yo, we got a big chest right there, man. We're like, you got big tits, but like wanted to use it as a compliment, but actually it was like a backfiring shot, because like they were saying it to people who actually worked out, and then they said it to me as like a backfiring shot. And it's like, what can I do about this? Because I was not going to the gym back then. I was not talking about my chest. And yeah, man, I was like, it's not like I was that deeply affected, but I was just like, how can they get one over me by something I could not change? You know what I mean? Like, that's got me fucked up. So that's another reason why I did it. Girls were like making some tiny jokes about it, but they still fuck with the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still had that shit in the bag. So I didn't really care about girls too much for doing this. It was just more of a me thing. And also like my physique, like I really hated doing so much work, because as you can see over the years, and my physique got better and better. Like I was obsessed with abs. You can see that. As you can see, like I was obsessed with abs. I did it again. Flick. By the way, if you have gyno, do that. Flick your nipples, or like twist. It's a little bit painful, but twist your nipples or like rub them. And or also cold environments will also make your gyno go away a little bit, like it will shrink. But now the thing is, like, people will think that I might have used steroids, but I don't think people think that, because look at how much muscle I have. There's no way. Look at this. Come on. I'm just lean, bruh. There's no way I use steroids to get this amount of gyno. Like if I used steroids, I would have been way bigger. Right here, you can, I didn't do the flicking of the nipple. You can clearly see the amount of gyno that was coming out. That's why it was 8 to 10 centimeters long. You see the clump back again? We can go back to the movie. These clumps, 8 to 10 centimeters like thick. It's insane, bro. That was this mass was in my chest. This is when I was starting to live alone at uni. I think it was 19 here. You can start to see my abs were like, you know what I'm saying, really coming through. At that like future look with the thicker locks down the back. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was a cool era. Then at this was a retwist period. You can see like the abs are more defined, like my muscles are more defined. You can still see the gyno in the back. Like when you go to the gym, like sometimes it goes down too, so that could have happened too. Starting to look bigger over the years. I also went way leaner because I did too high of a bulk. Like I was like going up 1,000 calories. Oh, now we're gonna cut. Go down 1,000 calories. Around now, I know like you shouldn't change your body that much. It's like it's the consistent small increases that will make your body way bigger. But that's not what I knew back in the day. So I was like going up and down, up and down. And this is when I went way down. Like this was like 8%, 7%. You can clearly see all the striations in my chest. Like the obliques, like even the gyno a little, you can see it's a little bit pushed out, but like again, I twisted that shit. Then right here, you can see the front. I had such a skewed view of my physique because I was like, yeah, I'm so happy I got my 8-pack because I was so inspired by anime characters like Hisoka, not the Diddy part about Hisoka, but like his physique was amazing. He's like a cool character apart from chasing Gon and Killua. And I was like, yeah, I want to be big like them. Like, well, shredded like them. I want to be aesthetic. Although now I just want to be big as fuck, you know. So I want to get big and lean. Now we're gonna go into some more recent pictures. We're gonna go to my IG right here. Light skin ass nigga. Who the fuck is this dude? By the way, I was trying to show off the abs. Like I had a good 8-pack. It's not that visible. It was more like for the look. But you can see here that the abs are clearly visible. Thought I did good filters on this shit, but it's way too orange. But you can still see I was mad lean. You know what I mean? Like crispy. But then the gyno pops out so like this, you know, this ruins it. It just ruins it because I had this gyno sticking out, and people were commenting this too on my videos at first when I was so lean because it sticks out, and people were like, gyno, da da da. I was like, it's like about everything about my physique. The one thing you're gonna comment about is that I have gyno, not the fucking 8-pack, not the fucking obliques showing like the striations. You got tits. That's it. That's how people are, man. That's the internet. I didn't take it to heart. I was just like, man, fuck them for that. And that's why I wanted to take that thing away from them so they can't mock me anymore. Besides, I also just want to look like fucking Dio, who's big as fuck. Let's look up Dio real quick. Let's look at, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to look like Dio's physique, like built as shit. You can't have tits on there. You know what I'm saying? This Dio physique, like he got that mad thick. That's why I train shoulders 4 times a week, well 3 to 4 times, because you want to get that thick ass shoulder. It just makes you look so incredibly big. 76 weeks. I think it was like 2 years ago, probably. This is before my injury. This is before my injury, so it's 2 years ago. This is back when I was 20. So at 20, you can see I was lean. I got a bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? To show off that leanness and getting a little bit wider. But I still overtrained too much. It's the time where I was overtraining way too much and not letting my muscles grow. You can see, still lean, not super big though. And that's when I got injured. You can see that whole tangent in the other video. Then this is when I was injured. You can see I still had my leanness a little bit. I got back into the gym. And yeah, it was still cool, you know, but still the gyno fucked my shit up. My brother. But this is what back when he was lean too. Like he's way up there. Like the funny part, the little tangent about my brother, was mad obese, then he went all the way down, then he went, this is when he was like I think around 80 to 90 kilos, I mean 85 to 90. Now he's all the way back. He went back to 110 kilos, but now he's going back on a cut, so we're gonna see him lean again. And then this is me, still like I was just trying to maintain my muscle while I was injured. And with me again, you can see this is at the UK. I was like doing trying to get my back injury to be gone while I was going on a trip, and it was just like getting better, and then I went back on a trip and fucked my shit up. Then I went to the UK, then was getting better, and I went to Italy and fucked my shit up again. This was in Italy, I think. Then I went back, and once I got back from my Italy trip, then my injury was gone. So then it was like, I finally can train, right? I can finally train, but no, right here, you can see like my nipple is showing through my fucking tank. Like you see this? You see when I do this? You can't see shit. Thought quick post when I was back from my vacation. And then you can see my fucking nipple through the shirt instead of my chest first. You can see the chest that I have, but the nipple was showing through first. And that's just like, it's again those little things. You can see it's my physique. And then this is my last post. You can just go through these real quick. This again, my when I was in the hospital trying to like get my injury to be gone, I had to do like lightweight exercises that targeted small muscles in my back. Again, hated that shit. You can see he was gaining that weight, you know what I'm saying? It's going up. That's not his max though. And then yeah, man, I think this is the last post that I made. After all this, I finally decided, you know what, I want a gyno surgery. So I started going from doctor to doctor. How can I get this shit done? You know what I mean? Like, I just want to see, can I get it done for cheap? Because if it's a good case, it's a medical scenario or it's aesthetic. So if you want to do only for aesthetics, then it's going to be like 5K, and I can't pay that shit right now. And my parents are definitely not gonna pay that shit right now. But there's also a medical case where if you have like, what was it, glandular tissue in your nipples, then it is covered by the state, like a big part of it. So in the end, luckily I went from doctor to doctor, got all these tests done for my nipples, and then they found out there was glandular tissue in my nipples. So I was so lucky and like relieved that I could get this shit done for cheap. So I got it done with a doctor that I trusted. It was like a 2-hour drive, but I did it. You can see it after this part, how long we drove, the whole process. But I'm mad happy with the result, man. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. And we still on the cut. Don't worry about the stomach. I'm still on the cut, you know what I'm saying? Cutting down for this Ibiza trip. But now you can see this chit is coming out. Like you still see the scar tissue around my nipples, but it's looking clean. Like after a year, this is gonna be like clean ass physique. Like I'm just, every time I turn off my shirt, like I take it off, I'm like, it's just happy, you know? Like there's nothing that, you can't buy this amount of happiness like buying clothes, buying a new game. This is what makes me happy. It's like tight shit, big as fuck, bigger than all you niggas. No, I'm just kidding. Probably a lot of niggas who are bigger than me, but I don't give a fuck because I'm still big. That shit. And I can rip with 100 kg. So on bench, what do you rip with, nigga? I bet you can't do that. Or maybe you can. I don't give a fuck. I'm happy. That's why I did it. I think I covered all of this shit, like me like trying to hide it in pictures, hide it from friends and well, not friends, but just like at parties and shit when it was like a swim party, just like flicking that shit, trying to stay in the water too, so people don't notice it as much, because if you're in the water, it's cold, so it becomes like tighter. That's why every time it's like a swim lesson and shit, I try to stay in the water. When I go out, I'm gonna be like out for a minute. Then when I feel it coming back, I'm gonna go back in that water, nigga. You ain't seeing shit. Yeah, talking about my experience, I really feel for you if you're gyno and you don't have the money right now, because it was like an aesthetic procedure. You only have fat in your nipples. Then I'm sorry for you, man. You just gotta get that bag first, because that's the first thing I would have spent that bag on. I swear to God, if I ever got that bag, I was ready in my mind. I'm gonna spend it on my, I'm gonna get gynecomastia surgery. I wanna get this shit gone. So I'm so happy I already got it before getting to the money, because I know I'm gonna get there, and y'all are gonna help me get there, and then we can all, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do meetups, dab y'all up with that chest, you know what I'm saying, with that shit. And then we both get to the bag, make a whole community of like bag chasers. It's gonna be lit, man. It's like fit people who chase the bag. That's what I want my community to be about, man. And bitches. Getting some bitches. But also like relationships. Like, it's cool either way. You either go for, you know what I'm saying, the multiple, or you like commit with one. I believe in love too. I might just cut this shit out, or maybe I don't. But just get one you really trust. Yeah, now we're gonna go into the process of how I did this shit. Quick side note, these are my nipples like 3 months in and I think 10 days. If I made a screenshot about how long it was. Can't focus. Yes, see? 3 months and 13 days. That's how this nipple has been healing so far. I was waiting for this nipple to fully heal, but it's not fully done. So I just don't care anymore. I just wanted to make this video so I can post more gym videos. This one is the good one. This one was the bad one. You'll see in the process how it all went, because like this one was 1 centimeter down, so they had to operate on this one a little bit more, which is why this one is a little bit more fucked up.